Attention.
If you stop this podcast recording at any time,
you will die.
I don't want to die.
Do you want to live?
You have 24 hours to share this podcast with 5 people or you will die.
I'm kidding, you won't die. You're just weak shit for not sharing.
And the winner of the best motherfucking podcast goes to...
Black with no cream.
What do you think?
It's so fucking dumb and so fucking Ben Haggerty.
I knew you would say that.
And we are back with another Black with No Cream Morning Roast podcast. New episodes every Wednesday and Sunday. I am your host, Ben Haggerty, aka Ben Reverse World, and this is my homie, David.
Hello.
Hi, Dave. It is currently midnight. We just came back from a music video set. It's pretty cool. Stop by, Be a Human production. Just checking on, see how shit was going. Andrew was producing a music video over there, so I don't know if we can say who it was for. Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't know, homie just posted one.
Yeah, he did post a photo. So Machine Gun Kelly is doing a music video, so we produced it, and it's going to turn out fucking fire. Waz directed it, and he was just on the podcast, which is cool. So make sure to check it out whenever it comes out.
It already came out. Oh, the music video. Sorry, I think you meant the podcast.
No, yeah. But yeah, Morning Roast, deep dive into topics and things that we think are worth deep diving into. So this is one, late night recording.
This is a topic that should be dove into.
It should be dove into. But first I want to talk about a productive ass day. We have a dry erase board, and me and Dave have been trying to figure out systems for how we can operate as a unit when we're trying to accomplish a lot of different tasks. And I think we got to figure it out right now, and we blew through a shit ton of solid tasks, including shooting the main part of the new Patreon video, which I don't know by the time this Morning Roast comes out if it'll be out or not by that point, but I'm pretty pumped on it. So
yeah, we kicked ass today. I'm proud.
We did kick ass today. Today's topic, I called it what did I call it?
Getting on music video sets.
Getting on music video sets. Which is a great topic in my opinion, and since we were just at one, why not talk about it? I had a friend that hit me up the other day looking to kind of break into the production world a little bit more, doing anything that he could to get involved with it or whatever. So I looped him in with Sandler. Sandler got him on today as a PA basically, but basically kind of like shadowing him or just kind of like keeping an eye on him to see how he could help on set, but also to learn about producing music videos from whatever chance he got. But it was a good way to get a homie in on a job that he was kind of interested in but has no idea what it is. He'd worked in some production shit, but this would be the closest thing that he ever got to like a real music video. But what I thought, what we were talking about, he didn't know if he should ask them if there was money basically. So he had hit me up this morning and was like, not this morning, yesterday. He's like, do you think that this is something that like they're paying me for? But I was like, nah, man, because you're the one looking for the opportunity. Just be glad that you got it, and now just go soak up some game, but you're going to be there for free. You're like an intern, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know anything about the production world, your hands are valuable, yes, PAs are needed, but when you're coming from the outside looking in, like Andrew had it all taken care of, and I just kind of slid him a spot that would get him some access to shit. But no one would plan for him to be there, so you can't really make money off it, which is weird, a weird concept from someone that comes from like the working world,
right,
trying to get into this.
Facts. Because
then you're used to making money for a job, and then some of these jobs just are like opportunity based, not paid based. Like you're just kind of like, why do we have to pay you? Like what, you wanted to be here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how to get onto music video sets I think is important, because that is one way. He hit me up as a resource and banked off of our friendship or whatever to see if I could help him out with anything, and this was the first thing that popped up and got him onto a set. But I think it comes back to like what you should do when you're not, and this goes for anything, not a music video, it doesn't have to be just a music video, but like when you get to set, what are some of the first things that you should do to make sure you maximize the day of getting that job or getting that internship or whatever it may be, just to be on there? If you're new to this stuff, or if it's the biggest project you've ever been on, what are some of the key things that you should do? But I thought we could talk about it because, like, first off, I said observation earlier when we were coming up with this idea, and we could go back to like you coming out to LA the first time, and you were, did we hang out?
No, you were in Iowa.
I was in Iowa, so he came out to LA and I was back home, so we didn't even get to link up. But I hooked him up with my homie Brazil, and Brazil was directing a music video, dance video,
dance concept video,
dance concept, dance driven video, and I linked him with Dave, and Dave got to go. Did you get paid for that?
No.
Yeah, so this is the exact same. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So can you talk about it? Did you ask me for the job, or did I just loop you in with him to try to help you get something?
No, I pulled up to LA and we couldn't meet, and then you were like, you knew at that point that I was shooting a lot of dance videos because I was shooting a lot with my sister.
Right.
And that was like what I was into at that moment. And I think you were just like, hey, like my homie's he's really dope, but you had shown me his stuff like, yo, he's really dope with dance videos. Like maybe he's doing something this weekend. And I was there with my girlfriend. We were on vacation. But I was like, yo, that'd be dope. And then you linked me with him. He's like, yo, I'm actually have a shoot tomorrow. It's 12 hours, but like you can't, like I wouldn't want you to come unless you like come the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like don't half-ass. And then so I was like, basically like court my girlfriend, like, can I go? You know? And then just fucking, we literally like slept in my car near the shoot so I could get up and make it to the shoot at 6 a.m.
God damn.
And then just like, that was my first set for real. So I was just like it was like PA stuff, so I was just helping set up. He's like, all right, take that light. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, C-stand? I'm like, all right, so that's a C-stand. You know what I mean? I don't know what this is. Like, just helping, but like, just being alert and anything you need to do. It's like,
right.
That one's a little smaller, so it's a little different, but I think I want to, like, more so what we're trying to talk about is like probably like what I did just recently with Free Enjoy.
Right.
Like a real music video. And I think the first thing that I did that we can talk about is like, you got to know. So if you don't know what the roles are, you got to figure that out. So Google it, whatever you got to know. And then you got to do your like analyzation of like, okay, this person's the AD, that's the director, that's the producer, this is the set designer. You got to get a lay of the land. Okay, this person, try to know their names.
Right.
Try to like introduce yourself, know your names. You got to like, because you want to be throughout the day, 12-hour, 15-hour day, you're going to be developing these relationships with these people. And your goal by the end of it is for all of them to think like, oh wow, that guy was dope. He was a hard worker. He helped me out. Or whatever.
Exactly.
And I think the more you know what people are doing, the more you can understand and observe. And like we'll get to an observing because I think that's the number one thing. So like, when I'm on a set, like even tonight, like when we're just going chilling, like you saw me, like I'm checking what shutter is he shooting at. Oh, that's a 55 anamorphic. They're shooting on an RE. You know what I mean? Here's a lighting guy. He's controlling it on his phone. Like, it's the set designer. He designed this. Like, they're going for this type of look. Right. Whatever. Like, I'm just...
Yeah, you
like,
want to bank it all.
You got to be soaking in everything because the more you learn in that amount of time, like, that's going to allow you not only to learn lingo to be able to talk next time, but also, like, you want to eventually be able to produce and direct your own shit. And, like, these little things that you see, like, oh, this is how you got that look. Like, they shot... Like today they were cranking it up and it looked really tight and they were in there with handheld and you understand how, you know what I mean? The guy was in there with the flashlight getting flares on the side of the lens and stuff. All these different things that you notice I think are important. Yeah,
everyone's got tools and they're gems. Like you want to learn about those tools. Like I think going back to knowing everyone too on set, everybody is connected to everything in the industry. When you get on set and there's 30 people, 50 people, however big your set is or whatever, everyone's doing dope shit every day. You know what I mean? You have your crew that's their jobs is to go to these things and work their ass off and get paid to do what they do really well. You have DPs that they clock in and they're wanted for their look. And so the better you can, like when I started, I would be like, oh cool, how can I get content of this person to give to them, like as a BTS videographer or whatever, or a PA. I even remember PAing. My first time coming to LA, Andrew had me PA on 2 jobs, and it was Christina Milian and Snoop Dogg, which is fucking sick. And I just sat there and did the playback, and it was dope. And I was just like, boom, I just play it back. And I drove around and did some random shit. But I did that, and then the second video was for my boy Cal Scrooby. He's on the podcast, but I didn't know him then. And I did playback for that shit too, because I was just trying to be there and see like what happens. And Andrew's like, oh, just come here, I can let you do this shit, or it's like mad easy. I'm like, all right, cool. And I remember seeing my boy Nate Perry, shout out to Nate Perry Films, was shooting BTS of Cal, right? And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like he does that's like what I like to do. And then and I'm like, no one ever gets fucking cool shots of me, photos of me or whatever. So I took pictures of him taking pictures of Cal. and was able to give it to him, and then he's like, oh shit, like, and that just instantly developed our friendship, you know what I mean? And I think like being able to find ways to be an asset to people, whether it's like carrying extra heavy shit and helping a crew member out, and all of a sudden those departments start to like you or being around because you just like care. Even at a director, like when I direct shit, it's like I want to make sure that my crew is happy. Like that's the goal, right? So I'm going out of the way to like help out. Like I remember directing the Little Dicky thing, and we had this scene where we launched off confetti, and I had teams that were there, so they're sweeping it up, and I'm like literally in there helping them sweep up the shit in between the shot, like just to be, I don't know, just to care
from the ground.
Yeah,
from
to
the ground.
truly
Don't
care. Yeah, you're not too good for anything. So like that shit's so important. And not even anytime I go to a set, like my brain's so shitty, so like memorizing names and stuff, I would remember my fucking notes.
you literally, and that's a good tip. I think we might have said it before, but like if you look at the call sheet, recognize face to name, and then write that shit down. Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh, I forgot the producer's name. Oh, the producer's Judy. Okay, cool. Judy. Hey, Judy. Because when you go up and speak to someone, you say their first name, not hey.
Yeah.
Immediately they're like, oh, and it creates a connection with you.
Yeah, because they feel weird not knowing your name, and if you're gonna be around for the next 8 hours, like they better fucking learn your name.
It makes a good impression off top. They're
Totally.
like, oh, this guy, he pays attention. I just want to piggyback what you said. I think that's literally the secret. Like that's the secret.
What?
Is if you want to connect with the creative of any kind, especially on set, DP, like these people who are going to have other projects, they might remember you, they might call you up. The best way is to shoot them.
Right.
Shooting.
Yeah, totally.
Because no one shoots us when we're shooting. And you know how dope it is. Like even Ivan did that on tour. Like before we started really talking more with him, he got dope photos of us, and that we'll always remember that.
Yep.
And I think that, so like I even did that on the J Bomba shit. Like when I rolled out all my BTS photos, I did credits of I got dope photos of everyone on set, and they all like hit me back like, yo, this is dope, like thank you. And they all remember me for that. And
right.
you know what I mean? And I made my stamp for being there and getting the content of everyone. Plus you go in and get the content of the artist, because you can come in and like I think BTS is the wave, because that's how you learn the most. You're right there. You have the excuse to have the camera and be right next to the director.
Literally.
You have the excuse to be right there next to the artist and listen to their talk, and you're in there in the conversations. So if you can find a way to, like, if you want to get on set, and it doesn't have to be a big level music video. Directors that are, mid-tier, that maybe they don't have the budget for BTS, but you're willing to go for free, like we talked about, and you develop those relationships, and all of a sudden, like, for example, the guy we were talking about, the producer, other than Andrew, asked him for his number.
Oh, right.
Like, oh, you're a hard worker. Cool. Well, that girl has worked with Nipsey Hussle,
everybody,
videos, with Offset, with Quavo, whatever.
Right.
And then what? She calls you up. Hey, I have this video. You have this Drake video. You never know. Like, can you come work on this? And all of a sudden, you're on set with Drake, and you're learning from this director,
right,
or whatever. And that's how these things work. And I think that's by showing up and being like don't sit around at any time. Like, there's always something you can do. Like, find something to do. Find something that you can help
always
out
find
with.
something to do. Don't have your fucking phone out. Don't be on your phone texting people and doing shit.
Don't be Snapchatting on the set.
Don't ever post. Don't ever make any social media posts. You'll never be invited back. There's so many easy rules just to follow that will go a long way, and just working your ass off, being on your toes, trying to find ways to work yourself into situations to be a helpful hand is so key, especially when it comes to like music videos and shit like that. Like, it's just being on your toes. Like Michael, when we got there, my boy put him on the thing, and I walk in, he's handing out waters to people. He's got his walkie-talkie. He's like learning everything. He's talking about, oh, this is cool. I got to see how quick they built this shit up, and open up my eyes to a whole nother level of things. And like, you just have to be willing to soak up as much game as you possibly can, and do it strategically, not in a fucking annoying like, hey man, so and just walk up to the director and start talking to him. Never do that. You have to understand there's like this weird chain of command there. But it's funny because it's not like oh, these guys are in business suits, and these guys are in like polos, and then these guys are in
everyone's
black.
homies. Like I'm on set talking to the label reps and the commissioner, and we're shooting the shit.
Yeah.
But have to know who you're talking to, because you want to make impression. You can't just walk up to them like, yo, what's up? Or talk about some shit, because you understand. Oh, and the people, like, okay, these are the label people. They're here to make sure that everything goes right.
Because you walk in and start talking shit about, oh man, the artist is a fucking idiot. He just started saying this shit to me, and be like, that's our artist. Who the fuck are you?
Right.
I've seen some shit, man. I've seen some people say the wrong shit to the wrong people, and it did not end well for that person. So
and the lines are blurred, because like all that. What's so dope about what we do and working in that environment is that everyone's creative, everyone's collaborating, everyone's listening, and it's dope to be around. And you don't like you said, you don't even know who's on set. You could just be like talking to someone and then you leave. This happens all the time. And then you look back like, oh, that person is actually this person, and you know he's worth this much, or he's the head of marketing at this label, and he's had his hand in XYZ.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden now you just talked to that person, but if you didn't come correct, then you don't know. And that's why looking at the call sheet, do some research. Who's the director? Who's the DP? Who's this? What have they done before?
But on top of that, this goes back to empowering the people that are above you, right? So if, in this case, say I got the homie in working under Andrew, his job should be to make Andrew look like his crew, the people that Andrew hired, is top notch. So that label commissioner, whoever that might want to hire Andrew and be a human later on in the future, sees like, damn, you got some people like. Never once did I see them fucking on their phone. Never once did I see them outside smoking cigs or doing whatever. I mean, I know people are addicted to that shit, but like finding excuses not to do shit. Like Crafty's always taken care of, or this is always taken care of, or someone always offered me a seat and shit like that. Like you want to go above and beyond to make the person that got you on a rock star, or if they didn't get you on, whoever's at the top, make them look like a fucking rock star. Do whatever you can to improve whatever they're doing so that they look like the shit, and then they're always gonna remember like, damn, my crew was amazing at that fucking shoot. They were on their shit, like they got me this, they did this, they fucking gave me like this idea or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the shit you want to be doing and providing to, especially in that case. But I think overall the main takeaways would be to just always be on your toes, find a way to help however you can help, like learn as much as you can while you're there about everything, whatever your interest is. Maybe you want to just light sets all day long, get in as a PA, get motherfuckers coffee, clean up fucking spilled coffee, clean up bananas that are squished on the floor, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. No job is below you because you're in the space where you can learn what you love. Like that's the main takeaway. So,
and I think another big takeaway that we start off with is like, just realize that there's so much value in free jobs a lot of the times, like, and that's how you get into these places. And if you do the right things, you can maximize that opportunity and maximize the relationships you create in just one day, and that can turn into more things. And this thing is a collaborative, like, friend driven thing, and everyone likes to work with people that are dope, and everyone likes to work with people that make like their life easy, right? And you'll get invited back, and that's how you could do one for free, but then the next one might be free, but then the next one after that you might get a rate, or you might, this time you're a PA, this you're a PA, but actually we have a BTS job open, that one pays $1,000.
Exactly.
Boom. And then all of a sudden you're working with them. And like one more point, like you said, to end it, I feel like, that's how I've always tried to live, and you've done it. And it's like, if you get hired on by someone, if you can just make like that, the easiest you can make his life, make his day, her day, whoever you're working with, and honestly anyone else, if they can just feel like, wow, like this guy is helping me out,
totally,
then they are always going to turn it around and give it back to you, always. Because like I said, it's a collaborative process, and next time Andrew, if he helped him out, he's gonna be like, yo, actually call right up, next call for the next project. Yeah. And that's how you turn into 10 jobs. Right. That's how you make a living doing this.
Especially when those people be mad busy too, you think that they're not even paying attention to you, like, but they are. Like, people are paying attention, so you always want to be alert of that shit. And then just even following up, like, I don't remember who it was that told me this shit, but they would like set reminders. Man, who was it? They would find it was like old school, like this isn't like I set a reminder on my iPhone. Like they would make calendars that they had, and they would make sure to like follow certain people up, like thanking them for certain things, like just being able to say like, oh, hey, thanks to whoever, you just got me, like you helped me out with this one thing, whatever, 5 months ago. But that person, like as soon as that job happened, they got the job, they make a literal note like, thank this person for that job and tell them why or whatever it was, because that connection comes back where you might not, I might forget tomorrow that I did that for him or whatever, and then he might hit me up like 3-4 weeks from now, right? Say, hey, thanks for that job so much, that actually turned into this job, and I just want to thank you, I learned so much, blah 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 blah. Maybe they didn't have a great time, who knows? But if in the case that they did, and then all of a sudden it happens to be at the same time that they hit me up that I have 3 jobs that week, then I'm like, yo, actually, you know what, I could use you for this, because you always want to be in their face in a creative way where they don't forget about you. You want people that aren't going to forget about you, like that's mad key. So, and on set, if you do shit right, people will not forget about you. That's it, fucking hands down.
And you got to talk too. I think it's also important to remember, like,
Yes.
At the end of the day, like it's a full long day. Everyone's working hard, so you don't always want to be in some like you don't want to be asking someone questions. Like the way that I wrote this one time in a morning roast, but like a lot of times the way that I really make a connection, like for the job I was talking about earlier, the way that I made the real connection with the producer by the end, he was like, "Yo, trust me, like next couple jobs I have, I'm gonna call you up because like I really enjoy working with you." Same thing, boom. We were talking about sports in the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Off work, we were all tired and we were on the drive home from the shoot, and that's where we connected.
Totally.
So like, don't be afraid to just like connect with people on a level where you don't have to be talking to them all the time about. Because we're working 12 hours, so like there's pockets where you got to just connect on some normal shit.
You might be mad excited, like, oh my god, there's fucking Reds and there's fucking Amiris and there's all these things. Like I haven't seen this shit in real life, and like those people work with those every day, and yeah, they may be stoked to talk about it a little bit, but you just have to find the right time and be able to be like, all right, cool, let's talk about cameras for a little bit. All right, let's get off cameras. Like try to really connect. Like what will make that person know that you really care about them? You know what I mean? Like. I don't know. It's just that's mad crucial. Super
I was talking
crucial.
to the label. Me and the label dude were talking about his shoes at one point because we were just chilling, and I was like, "Yo, those are dope shoes."
Yeah.
And we just started talking about that, and all of a sudden later, me and the two commissioners are like walking through the mud, like trying to go see what's going on because they, you know what I mean. And then they remember me, and we're emailing afterwards about the video. So I feel like those things are important.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you just show up to set and you're just mad quiet and fucking introvert, and like that doesn't get anybody anywhere. I've seen too many people do that shit. It's like, how's anyone supposed to know that you do? JR, we fucking talked about this before, where JR was just always like, so like when he was working at Riveting and I would be there working on Chris's doc and I didn't really know whose role was what, but JR would just like come in, like someone would be like, hey, do you know how to do this? And he'd like come in, do some shit, and then just like sit back down or go to the other room. And then I'm like, dude, you gotta like talk more. I didn't even know you fucking like worked here or what you did. I didn't know what you did because you didn't talk to anyone. And he's like, oh shit. And then opened up like a fucking crazy, you know what I mean? And then he starts building relationships and doing all this stuff because he starts connecting to everybody. It's like you gotta make yourself known. Like
you gotta force yourself because I mean it's not easy. It's a lot of us are, even I find myself sometimes in a shy pocket. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just want to do my thing, but like that's what's cool. And like I said, like if you can just find ways to just like connect on a friend to friend basis with these people, then it makes it easier. You start opening up, and then it becomes, and then you just like, and doing that by walking around being a smile, being positive, like being an energy to people, like like people are naturally gonna be gravitated towards you, and then they're gonna remember you.
So that's how to get on a music video set or any set.
How to maximize, how to get on, why it's important.
Are you coming up with titles right now?
I'm just coming up with
all you're just saying dope shit? Okay, yeah.
I feel like this is a good one. We did well.
Yeah, I think this is a good one.
I feel like our best morning roasts are at midnight.
Damn.
But I remember the last time we did one and we went longer like we did this one, and we were like, we could keep going. And then we were also at like 12:30 or 1 in the morning. So
yeah, I remember that. All right. Dave, to end this, if you had to pick one piece of merch to suggest to the listener and viewer to buy, what would it be?
Number one would be the Creator short sleeve because it's summer. And then second would be the Keep Creating black, just because I've been feeling those lately.
Tight.
They fit well. Y'all should get them.
Yeah, you should. I would suggest picking off a hoodie, because we only have like 24 hoodies left maybe, or something like that. And then when they're done, they're fucking donezo. We're never bringing that hoodie back. Never. I don't think so.
I think we're like that hoodie's going in the Hall of Fame.
Archives, yeah. So if you're listening and you like hoodies, because I do, and when it's fucking freezing, when I edit in the hot summer, I wear hoodies and sweatpants. I like
when we make this cold enough where we can wear a hoodie even when it's...
The office?
Yeah.
Yeah, the office gets cold and you wear hoodies and sweatpants, you feel fucking bundled in, you just want to...
I just got my hood on today, I'm just in the vibe.
Yeah, so anyway, pick up a black with no cream hoodie, shop BWNC.com, get the Creator tee, whatever you may be into, it's all there.
We just ran, I guess when this comes out it'll be a little past, but we just ran a contest for merch, and
we did.
Someone won a 30-minute coaching session with homeboy over here.
Yeah, dude.
And if you missed out, y'all fucked up.
Right. We'll film it. Maybe we can put out some stuff with the winner. But yeah, all they had to do was buy a piece of merch, and then we were doing a one-on-one 30-minute Skype session. Talk a little deeper about like career stuff and I mean, really, it's up to them. Like, whatever they want to talk about, that's what... Who was the winner?
Yeah, if they want to talk about fucking coffee for 30 minutes, they could do that.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. But if you want to talk about your future and creating, maybe we can
What
lean
if,
on that
what if
too.
he pulls up and he's like, yo, so I don't want to talk about any of that bullshit.
I'm going to teach you about Pokemon Go. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, whatever. It's your 30 minutes.
Clock's running.
29 more minutes left. Let's talk about that Pikachu. All right, that's it. Appreciate it. If you want to support us on Patreon, by the time you listen to this, there may be a bunch of new tiers. If there's not, it will be the week after. Right?
I think it's probably the week after this comes out, but just know that it is coming out.
Perhaps. Yeah. With lots and lots of new fucking shit, including live streams and should I say it? And extra podcast episodes. But they're only going to be available to Patreon people, so...
We got a bunch of exclusive shit.
There's a shit ton. We'll do a whole thing on it. When it comes out, we'll do a whole new morning roast. Yeah. All right, that's it. Appreciate it. Have a good fucking night, and see you next week, you bitch.